God, we've been doing this 39 weeks in a row. Good for us. Could you imagine if we just like lifted weights 39 weeks in a row? Like just making something happen.
We could be building we could be building nerd clout and muscle at the same time.
No, let's not podcast and lift weights at the same time.
What's to say I'm not lifting weights down below screen where you can't see me? I'm like 1,500 miles away.
You need a hi, Hannah.
Cameron says hi. Hey, she says.
I just saw her beep in the background. Mm-hmm. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, your favorite podcast where we talk about your favorite format, Pauper, episode 39, the big 3-9. I am your host, Cameron Schindler, joined by the Thomas Gunn.
Hello.
I don't know. What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. My body's a little tired. A couple more intense moving gigs, but it's good. Work is good, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to chat today. Oh, and we're probably gonna go up to the Grand Canyon tomorrow because I still haven't seen it. So
me neither. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Are you gonna do like any of the hikes down there? Do you know?
Maybe, I don't know. We got to figure out exactly how early we're heading out. So
yeah,
but we're at least walk around like whatever upper. I have no idea what to expect. Hannah's been, but
me
I
neither.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, that's really cool. Jealous. I need to get out and do some hiking sometime. Mm-hmm. No, Mr. Hippo Hieronymus today. He is not feeling the best. So we said, take a seat back. Thomas and I got it.
Yeah,
you can.
He's all snuggled up in bed and resting. So we send James our love.
Having hippo dreams, singing hippo songs, singing hippo dreams. But today we're not going to continue the downshift talk. We might wait for Hippo and do that next time. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We might do that next time. But today we're going to do a little NRG chat. We got some good news for a Pauper event in Louisville.
Yeah, we did.
But first, we still want to do a hot takes episode, and that's going to be coming up real soon. Maybe next episode, if we get enough emails for hot takes. Send us your hottest Pauper take, whatever that might be. I don't know, something that, an opinion you have about the format that you think will boil some blood. The tilt, some tilt.
Get the discourse astir.
Yeah. Discourse is, I don't know. Discourse is good. I don't care. Drama's fun sometimes.
Conversation is good. Not all discourse is good.
No, Magic players love drama, though. Let's be real. Have you been on Twitter?
It's true.
But we got awesome updates for Louisville,
yeah, we do.
So I think we're going to be talking about that. So I believe our buddy Spencer, he plays in a lot of the NRGs, and he likes to travel a lot and gets points for planes. He racks those points up, and he's like, I'm going to use them to go play Magic. That's baller.
Hell yeah.
And so he built a little relation for us with somebody from NRG, the events coordinator, and our buddy's been hounding them, being like, hey, let's get some Pauper going. And so he gave us some updates for that. I'll let you take it away because this is more of, I think, your baby more than mine.
I mean, you basically like summarized it. That's kind of the story as we've been telling it as things have unfolded. So I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Spencer for kind of facilitating this. And also a thank you to Mark. This is the person from NRG who Spencer has been working with. Huge thank you to Mark and the rest of the NRG team. So here's what's going on. We've been talking for a few weeks.
Give us a scoop
about this idea of having like a 1K level-ish event on the Sunday of NRG Louisville on September 15th, when NRG is in town for their events. I think they have like a modern 10K on Saturday and either a Pioneer or standard 5K on Sunday right now. I think that's the schedule. Not entirely sure. Anyway.
Pauper's what we care about.
Yeah, but Pauper's what we care about here. And so that's been like, okay, let's see if there's interest. This past weekend at NRG Madison, Spencer was able to chat with Mark in person and like show Mark the list of names that we've been curating, people from other areas around that they're like, there's some hype that we're talking about it on the podcast, and like people are interested in playing higher stakes Pauper events in the States. And so NRG is like, okay, let's make it happen. So we have confirmation. As of recording, we don't actually have this link to send y'all, but ideally we should have it tomorrow, Wednesday, which is yesterday for you listening to this. So it's ideally in the episode description. But there will be a link to a pre-registration page. I believe it'll just be on NRG's website. It won't be through Melee or anything like that. And it'll just be a pre-registration page. I believe it will be $30 a person, but that information will all be on the website. If we get minimum 20 people, then it's absolutely going to fire with at least like a 1K in store credit. And as we get to 30 and more, then it'll be transitioned to cash. So a cash 1K and up. If we can break a cap of 50, then there's a chance that we can go up to 2K or more with moving the cap up to 80. Like, there are a lot of stages here that NRG is very willing to work with the community on and see what the interest is like. And I'm super, super excited because that means that this is happening. Like, it is happening.
My expectations are 30 people. Like, we are going to get 30 people for this. It's going to be sick. Like, 30 people. That's easy for a side of an NRG. And really hoping we get some people out there and like see some people, and if like you listen to pod or anything, come up, say hey.
Absolutely.
You don't know what we look like, so I guess that's something.
But we'll be there.
Yeah. If you recognize our voice or you see our name, come up, say hi, whatever. That'd be super cool. Like I don't know. It'd be cool to like have a bigger Pauper event because we don't really get those in the States. Like we did that little Pauper Cup in Chicago. It was cool and all, but it didn't. It felt like we were it didn't even feel very much like a side event. We were very much an afterthought. There were, I don't even remember how many people, but like it was a crowded hall. There was no like overhead mic. I couldn't hear the judge saying the rules or how the structure was. So I'm looking forward to have like to be the focus, the center of attention for a side event more so or less, if that makes sense. I don't know. I see these Pauper get-ins and stuff and I get jealous and I'm like, we need that. I want to do that. The States can do it. Let's show. And I really, like I said, manifesting expectations, 30 people, this NRG thing. Let's show NRG that we can bring some Pauper towards the Midwest. And we're not even in the Midwest. We're going to Kentucky. Kentucky's not the Midwest, but
Louisville is a pretty Midwest style town. Look, Kentucky, this is my concept. Kentucky is right at the border of Appalachia and the Midwest and the South. It's a little bit of everything, and Louisville is the most Midwest of those cities. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
South. South.
That's also just a Kentucky thing.
But that's like a Southern thing.
It can be.
Like someone from that is off topic.
Kansas City barbecue, like that's like what are we talking about?
Yeah, barbecue's not a Southern thing. I don't consider barbecue.
Tell that to any Southern barbecue master or barbecue expert or whatever.
Okay, wait, real quick. Oh,
okay.
Never mind. My argument. Okay. I had an argument, but my argument. I was wrong, so I don't want to give you the argument to be correct.
Oh, sure. No, I appreciate
it. It was
that.
if Kentucky seceded from the
union.
From, yeah. If they did, I'm like definitely Southern, but they didn't, so my argument falls apart. Never mind, fine. Kentucky is a little bit of a weird blend of Midwest Southern, because I wouldn't call it the Deep South or South. But I wouldn't call it Midwest. I'm more offended by that. But anyway, back to the topic.
So we have this 1K on Sunday for us, and potentially for me, but
we're gonna be there
for y'all. I guess, yeah. We're definitely gonna be there.
You, Hippo.
At the very least, plus a bunch of our Nashville cohorts as well. I would not be surprised if we make up like half of the tournament, honestly. That would not surprise me, and that would be super cool. I think that part of the plan is to pair this up with, for the Nashville crew, is to pair this up with the Saturday monthly at the Game Cave, play that on Saturday, and then either head up like that night or then like early the next morning and play the NRG on Sunday.
Dude.
Yeah.
I think the Alabama people are going to be at the Cave Saturday.
Yeah.
Do we have their contact information?
Probably. I think some of them
I'll
listen
ask
to the
Hippo
show.
Okay, if any of y'all are listening, like DM one of us on Twitter or something, and let's see if we can go up to NRG on Sunday. That would be sick because those guys are
Yeah.
fun. I love those dudes.
A whole caravan of folks.
If you guys are listening, get a hold of us and we'll go up. We'll figure some plans out. If y'all are coming to the cave Saturday to play Pauper, and then let's all get in touch to go to NRG Kentucky or NRG Louisville. That I know that's I don't want to talk about that too much because that's a small subsection.
That's super narrowcasting. Oh, like
5% of our that's a bit for 0.05% of our listeners. So sorry for plugging that there, but I want to plug that in there because that's something I really want to get done. This is a little weird because it's like we don't have all the information right now. It's when we upload the episode, we're gonna have that upload link, or we're gonna have that link for you to sign up. And so I really hope that we get a lot of pre-signing and not. I know some Magic players like to be last minute on things, and that can like look bad. Like events happen all the time. I've been in RCQs where it's like I walk in, they're like, "Dude, we only got like 6 people pre-registered," and then like at the end of the day, there was like 26 people. It's like, okay, 20 people showed up and signed up. So like, let's
right. That happens all the time.
If this is something you want to do us a favor, sign up.
Yeah,
because I want NRG to see it's like, hey, there's a Pauper scene and we can make this work. I know up in New York, I don't know if it was New York City, but I saw Calicai's went there. They had a Pauper 2K, which is super dope. So let's start getting these 1Ks, 2Ks. Let's start getting these out a little bit more.
More events means more Pauper, which means more fun, which means more content to go over, things to build. Like I could potentially see. I mean, a lot of long-term things to think about, but this could like potentially, if this goes well and like this leads to a potential relationship with NRG, then like maybe we could do this again in November when they come to Indy, like that could be a thing we look ahead to. Like there are these things that will this is one of those things that like builds upon a thing, upon another thing in terms of like events happening, relationships forming, that like it'll be really interesting to see how this unfolds. And that's kind of the energy that I'm going into it about it, of just like, I want to put as much as I can into it to make it a great thing and, get the word out and cover it for content or whatever. And or what?
It's the NRG you're putting into it?
Oh my God. God, you stopped me right in my tracks with that one.
I derailed you completely.
Amazing.
Like a train in Ohio.
Oh boy. Or a train one time. I last summer when I went back home to Vermont for a little bit in August, it's a ton of flooding they got last summer. I took the train up from Mass to get picked up by my dad, and like going through a swamp that was almost flooded just up to the tracks. The train started like leaning. It was leaning over to the side, like the ground the tracks were on was like starting to loose and like lean towards the swamp, and it was kind of sketchy.
Everybody get on this side of the train.
Well, I was waiting for someone to say that. Anywho,
gosh, that's wild.
Tangent on derailment.
So this is like, my bad. I do that. This is what happens when Hippo's not gone. Thomas and I will just start talking.
We'll just go off and on and on and on.
We need Hippo to like give us dirty looks to finish our thoughts.
We need our grounding energy.
Yeah, we do. But so this is a first date with NRG.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a first date. They're going to see how this goes. Obviously, the more the merrier. Like, I said, this is the third time I'm saying this. It's always funnier the third time, but this is a test run. Let's show them that we can have, like, Pauper events, and people will show up to it. Like, 30 people. That's it, people. 30 people. Nashville's got 10 to 15 we're bringing, so it's like we're halfway there.
Right.
And you've talked to some surrounding areas and stuff, so hopefully that. And there's people at Game Night in Columbia, a surrounding city of Nashville, that they have a decent Pauper scene there too. So it's like, hopefully we can get 5 people from there to show up too. So big hopes.
Just the fact that we will have a link to send around to like area communities and friends of ours or people, or even just in our episode description, the fact that we have a concrete thing to send people of like, hey, this is an event that we're going to try and make happen. If you pre-register, it's more likely it happens. Here's the link. Like that's real. Like that makes this real, and that's really cool and really, really cool in energy. I really can't say like how grateful I am. We are enough. Like that's very, very exciting. Very, very exciting stuff.
If you had to play tomorrow, what deck would you play?
I wanted to talk about this. I have 2 choices in mind. One is Mono Blue Terror. I love the deck. I think Sleep of the Dead is really good. I'm not sure whether I would play Boomerangs versus Demon Furiers or like Ponders versus Considers. Like all of that stuff I'd need to figure out. But the general strategy I really like. And if not that, then one of the Writhing Chrysalis decks, either Jund Gardens or Jund Broodscale, probably more likely to be Jund Broodscale, just because, I mean, Broodscale I think is one of, if not the best deck currently. You know, you could argue one way or another between Affinity, Mono Red, whatever, but like I personally think that Broodscale is at the top, if not among the top currently, and so that would be the other deck I would look to. Fun fact that I learned, yet another thing about the Glee deck that I just didn't think about. If they don't have like a Makeshift Munitions or a Nadier's Nightblade, and they just start making a giant lizard with Sadistic Glee, but they also have a Writhing Chrysalis in play, the Writhing Chrysalis just gets infinitely large and attacks and kills you. That is just another thing they can do.
My game against Drew was like, I had a few big Writhing Chrysalises. I had like an Annoyed Aldosaur, Avenging Hunter. I have a bunch of big stuff, but he has like 3. He has 2 Writhing Chrysalises and a Lizard with a Sadistic Glee. So I'm just like, I can't make an attack until it's lethal. Otherwise, I'm very dead on the back.
Right.
Yeah, so that was wild. Man, you would play Jund Broodscale with no reps into it?
I would run through a league or two. Like I have time between now and the 15th.
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow?
If it was tomorrow.
If it was
You're playing
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Fire up that league right now.
Oh, man, I think that the Jund lists are really, really strong. I'd probably, if it was tomorrow, I'd probably play Terror. I'd probably play Mono Blue Terror.
I need to get my hands on Mono Blue Terror because it's like, I feel like that's a deck I would do well with because it's kind of one of those decks where you want to be aggressive and protect. It's a tempo deck. You want to be aggressive. You want to land a big threat. You want to power out a Terror, and you want to protect it. And you want to have just enough disruption to get over the finish line. And I don't know. I feel like I jive with that kind of vibe a little bit, so I need to get my hands on that big time.
The draw for me towards one of the Jund decks is I kind of want to lean into playing more like mid-range style decks, the ones that play on the mid-range to control range, like Gardens. Like you could potentially play that kind. Well, I guess what I mean is mostly Gardens. Like I think I would really benefit from learning those play patterns more and internalizing those, because I tend to shy away from those types of decks, or just haven't been interested in those types of decks in other competitive formats. Like I've done well with Spirits in Pioneer. I've done well with Hammer in Modern. Like those are very like aggro combo, aggro control, tempo, like all of along that axis. And I think playing something like Jund Gardens in particular would be it'd be good practice for me. And that's kind of where I'm coming from, of like the Jund ideas. And also it's just pretty good when people are playing Mono Blue Terror, people are playing the Glee combo deck, and you have just kill spells all over the place. And, relatively good matchup against Mono Red if they don't have a crazy start. And you just kind of have game against relatively everything that isn't just pure combo. So, and right now, like, that seems to be a fine place to be, because the pure combo decks are having trouble against Glee, I think. So, I don't know. Those are my thoughts.
Glee's just...
Yeah. But if I had to go based on no reps, like tomorrow, then like, I'd probably play Terror. Like I finally found a second Sleep of the Dead. Finally. It took me like 4 shops and bulk boxes, and I finally found a second one.
What's really dope about Glee is that if you are playing this combo game or against a combo, you can just very safely push your combo through very fast. Like your combo is extremely fast. Like if you're playing against a deck with a lot of interaction, it's like you want to play it safe. You don't want to just turn 2 Lizard,
you can just run out the Writhing Chrysalises and just like soak up as much as you can and just play a fair game, and then boop, you're dead out of nowhere. Yeah,
and it's like maybe if you have 2 Lizards in hand, you play 1 Lizard on turn 2 if you don't have a Cleansing Wildfire or something. It's like, cool, if they kill it, I have the second one, that's 1 less removal spell in their hand kind of thing. But against a combo deck, you can just go turn 2 Lizard, turn 3, put a Sadistic Glee on it, adapt it. I have an infinite, and it can attack. And if you don't have a creature to block, next turn, I hopefully have an outlet to kill you with. And it could just put that pressure on really, really fast against a combo deck if they don't have the disruption, like I said. So it's like it's a cool dynamic deck. Like I've been like I have it next to me and I just goldfish it, like the Jund version. And sometimes it just does jack nothing. It's funny because it's like I'm goldfishing it, but it's like, when you do that goldfish thing, it's like, man, they countered it this time, but I have this blood fountain, and so next turn I'm gonna buy it back, and I'm gonna buy it back. Like it's so like so adaptive, and it's just like, even I'm sure there's lines I'm not seeing because it's like the situations aren't coming up in my imaginations. But I like, it seems cool to put a sadistically on a evolution, or on a I can't think of what it's called, the Eternal Witness thing.
Yeah, Evolution Witness.
Witness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
like
it.
sadistically, and that seemed like super cool together. Like it's a cool line you can go through. Again, very, very fragile, but it's like if you're playing this attrition game and it comes down to that, awesome. That was a rant, but it was at least a Pauper focused rant.
Yeah.
Shall we
what would you play? If like what would you play if it was tomorrow, and like what are you thinking about playing in this event, like down the line?
If it was tomorrow, I would play Dimir Fairies.
Ooh,
it is a deck. Yeah, it's kind of like home to me in Pauper, which is really weird. Like it's a deck I don't play very often, but I think, and you see it pop up every now and again, these challenges, and it's a deck that's always treated me well. I'm really comfortable with Fairies against aggro matchups, and I feel like it's very, very well situated against Glee, which would make me happy.
Sure.
I feel comfortable enough to beat Godolpho with Fairies. Again, like if they have that start, they have that start. But I would worry about Gruul ramp decks a little bit with Fairies. And even though it's weird, that deck kind of, again, it's Pauper, things wax and wane.
A little preview to the challenge data that Kirblinxy provided to the community this weekend. Faye also has not had a great time against Affinity in at least this weekend. If not the whole weekend, at least the Sunday challenge, I think, something like that.
Gotcha. It's because I'm not piloting it, but
there you go. I mean, but you could, you can just load up on more answers and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, play it. Yep. I'm sure Faye players are loading up with 4 Knolls on the sideboard. That's not. So maybe that is a really, really hard matchup, but hopefully I don't start out in the losing bracket playing against all
all the Affinity players in the 0-1 bracket. Oof.
Yeah.
Called shot.
I know. I love doing that.
Throwing shade.
Yeah, I know.
That's a little bit of a toxic analysis.
Oh, I see what you did there. But either Dimir Fairies or Rakdos Burn. I don't know. Rakdos Burn, I don't think I'm super comfortable against Brood Scale with. And
sure.
So it's like, do I really want to do that? And it's like, I've lost to Godolpho playing Rakdos Burn because like fast starts are fast starts. So that I wouldn't want a Mono Blue Terror is something I'm interested in, but I wouldn't want to play it without any reps. Yep. But down the line, I'm really looking at these Basking Brood Scale combo decks and like mono blue tempo.
Yeah.
Or I might just say F it and just show up with like a 4-color Gates pile.
I mean, speaking of 4-color Gates pile, I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but you turned me on to. I do want to talk about this deck before we like go on to challenges. Unless you have anything else to say for NRG, other than I don't really have anything else to say other than we have a link. We'll send it. Go check it out. Go pre-register. Let's do this thing. It's gonna be awesome. I think we've said that.
I know. I will be pre-registered.
Oh, I will be as well. As soon as we get that link, I'm a pre-register.
The cool kids pre-register.
That's right.
If you're cool, you'll pre-register.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. I don't know if we're gonna go over that whole tournament or you just wanted to go over that super sick deck.
I just want to go over the deck. Oh my god. Okay, so I actually recorded a video with this deck this morning. No spoilers, but did another league deck with this deck. So this is part of the Fuguete or Fuget. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I think this is an online tournament. I checked the website and it looks like they hold like their tournaments are listed all as MTGO. But I'm not entirely sure. But I do see some like MTGO screen names in here, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's online. Anyway, there were 120 players in this event on the 24th. That was Saturday. This deck finished 6-1 in the Swiss, and then I found out they cut to a top 16, so they lost in their top 16 match, even though they technically finished within the top 8 in Swiss. But so I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was interesting. If you go to look at this tournament, this is the Fuguete Champ 200 tournament. MTG Decks has a spiciness level next to all of their decks, and for this deck, it says not available because this deck
broke
is
the spice
it
meter.
broke the spiciness meter. This is by
Also,
a player
that
named,
spiciness meter is such dog crap.
It is also kind of crap, but I thought that was so funny. This is by Frank Lim. This is an energy deck, which is really a Jolted Awake deck, which is something I've been talking about. I literally just talked about it last week. I think it would be cool if there were a Jolted Awake deck. I think that card is so cool. And lo and behold, someone does well, at least in the Swiss, of a tournament with Jolted Awake as the central focus. There we have Jolted Awakes. We have Unearths too. Well, actually, let me read Jolted Awake for those who aren't familiar. It's from MH3. It's a common. It's a single white mana for a sorcery. It says choose up to one target artifact or creature card in your graveyard. You get 2 energy. Then you may pay an amount of energy equal to that card's mana value. If you do, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. It also has cycling for 2 mana. So this is like an Unearth Reanimate that is kind of gated by however much energy you either have beforehand or just 0, 1, or 2 energy with the Jolted Awake. And so this plays on that. It also plays 3 copies of Unearth, which is the single black mana sorcery that reanimates something that costs 3 or less, and it can also cycle for 2. And it's a Sneaky Snacker deck. It's an Accursed Marauder deck. Which
it's
is
a Trinket Mage deck.
Yeah, it's a Trinket Mage deck, which is super sick. It's got all these 1 mana artifact package you can go check out. And it also
Trinket Mage, real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
It's because it's not a card that sees a ton of play in Pauper. It's 2 and a blue for a 2/2 creature human wizard. When at ETB, search your library for an artifact card of CMC 1 or less. Reveal that card, put in your hand, shuffle. It just tutors CMC? For once. It's it's something. So it's a 3 mana 2/2 that tutors for a 1 cost artifact. Oh, cool. Very cool. It's just weird. Yeah, it's just weird. It seems very, very. I never thought about in Pauper because I always just think of it as clunky.
Right, but in this deck you can discard it to your demand answers, or it's really just that demand answers. Or if you're Faithless Lootings, get it in the bin, Jolted Awake or Unearth it for 1 mana, go get your artifact. Their package for artifacts is sick. You have Ginger Brute, the Experimental Synthesizer, Campfire is really cool, because then that can also shuffle your graveyard back into your library to reset everything. Executioner's Capsule, which was very strong in the league that I played. It's just a great thing to go get, especially against Brood Scale. And then Nile Spellbomb to deal with the graveyard, and Necrogen Spellbomb to start having them discard cards in their hand. I wasn't super impressed with the Necrogen Spellbomb, but I'll let folks see all that from the video. And then Galvanic Discharge as a removal spell that can also help you get some energy. Deadly Dispute, because it's really good with Sneaky Snacker. This deck is sick. Breathless Night is really
we gotta talk about Brett. We gotta talk about Breathless Night, because that's what Joel Awake and Unearth are for.
This is really, really cool. So Breathless Night is a common from Modern Horizons 2 that really hasn't. It's seen every so often scattered play here and there, a little tiny bit, from what I understand. But I had never really seen this card in action or really in a list before. It's 1 white black, so 3 mana for a 2/2 with flying and lifelink. And when it or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature entered from a graveyard or you cast it from a graveyard, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on Breathless Night. So just the floor is you Unearth or Jolted Awake with an extra energy, the Breathless Night, and it's just a 3/3 right away. 3/3 flying lifelink, which is those are great stats in the format. You get lifelink against red, you can fly over everything. That's sweet. And if you chain an Unearth and a Jolted Awake, you get 2 of these, you get a 4/4 and a 3/3. Your Sneaky Snacker's coming back, trigger this.
It does say Sneaky Snacker coming back's huge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this card was very impressive. And on top of all this, this is why. So I haven't really mentioned why Cameron saying 4-color gates is what made me think of talking about this deck. This is also a gates deck.
Dude, I saw this list I saw this tournament. I clicked on it. I'm looking at his list, and I'm like, this is the biggest pile ever. I'm in a Discord call with some people, and like in the middle of a Discord call, I'm like, it's a gate stack, and they're like, what? I'm like, you just place gates.
It's just a gate stack. But Basilisk Gate is really sweet with these flying threats. Like Breathless Knight having lifelink, you pump it up with your Basilisk Gate and just fly over them. Sneaky Snackers, like it's also a good target. Even Ginger Brute, this plays Ginger Brute as one of the artifacts you can get with Trinket Mage, like pumping up a Ginger Brute and making it basically unblockable. With like that's super sick too. Like there are all these little pieces that this deck kind of like threads the needle together. It's just the only difficulty is that there really are a lot of tap lands, and sequencing your colors and choosing which colors you need correctly is like a little tricky, but relatively manageable. So like this, like the deck performed. The deck did what it was supposed to do. You may see some pilot error and poor mulligan choices based on unfamiliarity.
I wonder why it plays one of each artifact land, except for it plays two Vault Whispers, two black artifact lands. It's not playing Galvanic Blast, so there's no need for Metalcraft. I think it plays the artifact lands because you can get them with Trinket Mage, so you can tutor up that.
Correct.
So I wonder why it's playing two Vault Whispers there.
The black mana is really important because you want to be able to cast your Deadly Disputes, your Unearths. Executioner's Capsule requires you to have 2 black mana.
So it might just be worth it to tutor up the second black source down the line.
Yeah.
You play all the gates too, so that's what I'm saying. Like mana might not be a problem. Mana. Yeah, you're 4 colors, sir.
Yeah,
so
generally
mana can be tricky.
By the time you had like when I played, by the time I had like my 4th or 5th land in play, like I had everything I needed comfortably color wise, pretty consistently. Maybe there was like a little awkwardness in one or 2 spots, but being able to choose what other color you want with the gates that provide a color, like Cliff Gate and Black Dragon Gate and the Citadel Gate. That's huge in being able to handle that. So, but it was definitely fun. I'll say that much. It was really, really fun, and it's really sweet.
It's cool.
Like it's got my gears turning of like, oh well, now I just kind of want to like, is there something that's kind of just white and black? Like I kind of wanted something like Snuff Out. I kind of wanted, some more consistent ways to get things into the graveyard. Rather than just like Demand Answers, Faithless Looting. Well, right, but like that's kind of it. But you having those be red when the other things you're doing are black and or white, like was awkward, and it was yeah. It wasn't perfect, but it was really cool.
I wonder if you could trim blue, because the only blue cards are Trinket Mage, and you play 3 Trinket Mages and you play 4 Sneaky Snackers, and it's like
and the Snackers aren't that's not really blue mana.
Exactly.
Though I did cast one on 2 at one time to like chain 3
it happens.
Speeds. Yeah,
it happens. So, but like, I wonder if you could just cut blue altogether, say goodbye to the Trinket Mage package, and fit some other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that Trinket Mage package though felt like oh, this is it. Like this is the play with this.
It was
Trinket Mage package.
Yeah. I won't get too into it because I think I speak to it in the video. But I also I would agree. Like that is probably where I would start in terms of making some structural changes. It definitely felt kind of. I mean that cutting that would open up like 9 card slots in the deck, and then you can maybe like not worry about blue mana so much, but you're not really worried about blue mana so much in the mana base anyway. So
maybe play a little bit more interaction.
Yeah, a little bit more
some
interaction.
Sacred Cats in the sideboard. Yeah. Maybe those come into the main board. I was thinking maybe even there's like the one of that 5 mana white Eternal Witness has like Will of the Council, and it just brings a permanent back basically.
Sure. Yeah, I was thinking one thing I thought of was Ardent Elementalist, which is from one of the it's a common from one of the newer I think it's Midnight Hunt, one of the newer Innistrad sets. It's 4 mana, which is awkward with Unearth, and you need like some extra energy with Jolted Awake to make it happen, but it's basically it's a 2/1 that rebuy. It's basically an Archaeomancer, but it's a 2/1 instead of a 1/2, so it returns an instant sorcery, so you could like get the Unearth or Jolted Awake back, or rebuy a Galvanic Discharge or Deadly Dispute or whatever. But 4 mana doesn't play with Unearth nicely, and that's a lot of energy to ask for Jolted Awake. So like that's kind of a close one. I would
that's
definitely
a card you normally start seeing paired with Ephemerate.
Right. And that's I think where I would start. Like, see if there's more ways to lean into Breathless Night. Maybe go up to 4 Breathless Night, 4 Unearth, and then find some more way. Like, Cursed Marauder was very impressive, I will say. I was very impressed with the Cursed Marauder. It was really good. It was really good against Chrysalis because it sacrificed a non-token. So it kills the Chrysalis and just leaves the spawns behind. And that was really really invaluable in some spots. So that was cool.
No, this is a cool deck. Lots of Burin. It's a big brewski. Shall we move it to the challenges, you think?
Let's go. Let's do some challenges. You ready?
It's born ready.
Born ready. Born to be wild. All right.
Born to be wild.
Pauper challenge for Friday, August 23rd. We've got 56 players in our Friday challenge. In 8th place, Galeo Gaio on Mono Red Koldatha. In 7th place, Cam 13 on Grixis Affinity. In 6th place, Daniel Akos on Demir Terror. In 5th place, Discovern on Mono Blue Terror. In 4th place, Buenos Loco on Mono Red Koldatha. In 3rd place, our data hero themselves, Kirblinxy on White Weenie. In 2nd place, Brivenex on, hey look, Blue Black Fairies. And in 1st place, Luffy Doge Chapeau DePaula with a 9-0 record playing Grixis Affinity. Luffy's been crushing with Affinity. And this, they're down to 1 toxin analysis in the main and 2 more in the sideboard. So still playing the toxin analysis, but kind of having it be a little bit more of a board plan than a main deck plan here.
I like that because it's just not. I can see that card being awkward against certain decks, so it's like you might not want it against that. Again, we're seeing Gruul trend down a little bit, and that's kind of just a nice thing, a nice way to neatly deal with all Gruul's creatures. But incidentally, it also can get rid of an infinite brood scale. Like if they have a big brood scale and like they made the infinite, but they don't have the outlet to kill you. It's like that's a Hail Mary out. I'm sure you'd rather just cast down it, but
right,
you take what you can get.
Our Affinity, remind me, I haven't looked in an Affinity sideboard too closely recently. Are they always running 4 blue blasts and 4 red blasts?
Oh, I have no clue.
Because that's, I don't know if they have been or not, but I really like that. That looks very nice to me. Great. Congrats to Luffy. Let's take a look at the blue black fairies list since you mentioned fairies earlier.
I did. Real quick, I'm looking at that other Affinity deck here in top 8. They are playing 0 copies of Blue Blast, but 4 copies of Pyroblast.
Okay.
So no way to kill the red spells.
Interesting.
Kill the red spells, which is kind of, I guess, yeah, hindsight's 50-50. Because Kadoltha was by far, in quotes, the most popular deck in the room. Like, it just eight players playing Kadoltha here. Right.
And I mean, so many decks are also just like playing Gorilla Shamans, and like, why not just have like a 1-mana counterspell for their Gorilla Shaman or kill spell? Like that's totally reasonable too. To like, if that's your floor from the Affinity seat for like not just mono red, but like other deck, like there are some Jund Glee lists that are playing the Gorilla Shaman. Gruul's playing the Gorilla Shaman. Sometimes is it Terror list or the Jund Gardens list is splashing for Shaman. But like, I mean, just like being able to stop a Koldatha rebirth is huge. Like that's how
against the Gruul deck. I don't think there's any red spells you're dying to counter.
I guess that's fair, but I'm just like it's an option available to you. I think it's really there. Yeah. I think the full blue blasts are there for Koldatha cards.
Yeah. So was fairies list you're saying?
It looks like
fairies.
It looks like fairies. Yeah, nothing.
You got
nothing
one
much
Gurmag
to stay
Angler,
here.
one Murmuring Mystic one Murmuring Mystic, one Gurmag Angler to finish it out. Like then you have like the 4 Spellsetter Sprites, of course, the 4 Augur Bolus, 3 Fairy Seers. We've seen fairies that looks like fairies. It plays its nice suite of interaction. It's playing the copy of Wither and Bloom, that MH3 card. I can put a counter on stuff from the graveyard. 4 Snuff Out seems like a very great place to be right now with Birdscale, being able to like hold up mana for cast down. And if they try to Tameo Safekeeping it or Vine to the Vastwood, you can just bam. You thought I was done? Snuff out. Or if they duress you, you're not totally blown out of the water. Hopefully they don't just play the 3-mana one with that just strips your hand naked.
Oof. Ideally
you know
not.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce Mokatai Ambusher in the sideboard. It is a 3 and a black for a 3/2 lifelink, and you can pay 1 and a black to ninjutsu it in. That's it. Just a 3/2 with lifelink that you can ninjutsu. Just mono red, I guess. Just
Sure.
Get a lifelink creature going.
Sure.
I guess the Bajuka Bog in the sideboard's pretty cute. Don't know why you wouldn't just rather have a relic, but
Hey, it's 0
You do
mana.
you.
0 mana, baby.
Yeah. Not instant speed though, which I guess what are you trying to kill with relic at instant speed? Sometimes Dredge will just come out of nowhere just to say hi.
That's true. The mono blue list from Discovered in 5th place. It looks like their list with the Demon Furies and Ponders as opposed to the Boomerangs and the 4 spikes. 7 blue blasts between Hydro Blast and blue Elemental Blast. So I'm wondering if maybe that's something I should think about as we approach Louisville. If I should load up on like 1 or 2 extra blue blast effects. You know, people like to bring Louisville. Yeah, people like to bring red decks to these things. Anything else? Anything else you want to chat about from Friday's challenge?
I accidentally just closed it. I did just want to talk about that Boggles, aka Hexproof, according to Kirblinxy's data that they so gratefully
for Friday
share on Twitter to all of us. Boggles had 6 players in the room, which I'm like, that seems like a pretty good choice because you could kind of outgrow a terror, and it's very good when Red Kadoltha is the most popular deck in the room. But it went 12 and 19 with a win percentage of 38%. That's rough.
That's pretty.
So I don't
rough.
know what happened there. Kadoltha having a very good win rate at 58%, but that will not continue. That's just Pauper, man. Some decks just have good weekends. It's nothing.
It's true.
Like
Just like you.
it's not to say it's like the deck is bad or anything. Like Mono Blue Terror had 42% win rate. I still think it's very, very powerful and a great choice if you want to win a tournament. So
yeah,
it's just what it is. Want to take us away to
sure.
What day?
Onto Saturday, August 24th.
Saturday. I can't get up there. Will you get up there for me?
If I knew what you were singing, I bet I could. We have 53 players.
So many people are mad at you right now.
It's partially because we're on a like a Discord call.
Oh, okay. It wasn't your lack of Fall Out Boy knowledge. Okay, good.
Oh no, it's also my lack of Fall Out Boy knowledge. In 8th place, Digital Fiaka on Jund Glee Combo. In 7th place, Kidrenan on White Weenie. In 6th place, Zio Francone on Gruul Ponza. Let's make sure this is this Ponza versus
Ponza.
Ramp?
It's not Ponza,
no,
it's
no.
Monsters.
This is back to Ponza.
Oh wait, really?
A little bit.
A
little bit. They've got acid mosses, but no thermal karsts. So they're playing the repurposer.
Okay.
Yeah, so kind of a hybrid. Okay, that's cool. They were 6-0 before losing in top 8, so that's pretty sick. In 5th place,
they're also that same list. Can I keep it on that same list real quick while we're talking?
Yeah.
Playing 3 Nyxborn Hydras.
Yeah,
like a super super sick outlet. Like
that is
slaps.
It's really good.
You do not want to cascade into that though. That is a awful card to cascade into. It's a bit of a risk, but man, if you can bestow that on something, you're
doing great. Yeah, that is risky business.
Swear,
that's pretty risky business. You make a great point
4
there.
Seal of the Fire in the main board too.
In the sideboard.
In the sideboard. I don't know if that's just for Glee. It kind of makes sense against Glee.
You know what?
Like, if you just cast them and stack them up against Glee, and you're like, I don't care if you have Tameo safekeeping, or I don't care if you activate it again. I'm just gonna I have 2 of these stocked up and go bang bang.
Sure. I also think that these are great to have in your Cascade deck when you can hit it and then you don't have to use it right away. If it were like a lightning bolt, like, I cascaded into my lightning bolt and then the thing I really want to use my lightning bolt for isn't on the battlefield right now. Dang. Well, I guess I'll bolt this thing or I'll bolt them. Like, okay, that's fine. This allows you to have it get the card you want for the matchup, but not have to use it right away off of Cascade. That's really cool. This is a really cool innovation.
3 Seal of Primordials too.
Yeah.
Which is the naturalize enchantment that you can sack it and naturalize something. Wild. No Weather Storms or Nylea's Disciple. No life gain. They're just like, I just
Interesting.
won't play against Mono Red today, and it's fine. And that must have worked out.
Well, I mean, you
A-okay
can
for
just,
them.
I mean, if you get to a point where you get big enough, you fire off a couple Seal of Fires, maybe Cast in the Fire picks off a couple things, well, they have 2 breath weapons too. Like breath weapons pretty good against Mono Red, so they have some tools, but definitely not as clean as just Weather the Storm for 12 or whatever. But this deck is
Alrighty,
sick.
let's get
This
back to
list
this
is
topic.
this list is really sick. All right, cool. Derailed because the list was sick. In 5th place, Kokoko 098 on Jund Glee combo. In 4th place, Ivernop on Gruul Ramp. In 3rd place, Mahers on Mono Red Koldatha. In 2nd place, I'm the King on Mono Blue Terror. And in 1st place, Beso de Gea on Golgari Glee combo. This is playing Bloodright Invoker as the infinite engine of choice, and otherwise has all of the Tameo safekeeping, the Malevolent Rebels, all of this stuff. A card that was new to me and that I played against in a league is called Last Rites. It's 2 and a black. It's a sorcery. Discard any number of cards from your hand. Target player reveals their hand, then you choose a non-land card from it. For each card discarded this way, that player discards those cards. I had never seen this before. And they only discarded one
That just
card
rips.
to get one card out of my hand, so it wasn't very impressive, and I'm pretty sure I won like a turn or two later. But cool as an option, especially if you're on like a big combo turn and you've just drawn a bunch of extra cards off of like Wellsprings, Deadly Disputes, Chromatic Stars, whatever, and you just have a couple extra lands and a spell you don't need when you're trying to like push through the combo, you can just rip their hand apart with one of these and then just finish out with the combo. Like that's kind of cool.
I think it's perfectly fine to take a turn off too and just peek at their hand and
Yeah, and they have 2 more on the board
maybe discard
too.
not your combo cards and just be like, all right, am I safe to deploy this? And it's like, yep, I am. Cool. Yeah, and just imagine being one of the like interactive decks and like you tap out for 1 turn and then it's just like this hits you.
Yep.
It's like, oh crap.
Yeah. Really
that could be
clean
brutal.
sideboard. Yeah, 2 more The Last Rites, 2 more Duress because they have 2 in the main, 4 Drown in Sorrow, 4 Snuff Out, 3 Weather the Storm. Really clean board. Yeah, that's sick. Congrats to Beso de Gea. I want to peek at the Mono Blue list in 2nd place real quick. I didn't get a chance to look
some
at this.
peeking.
I'm going to do some peeking. Looks like this is closer to the list that I played. They have this both Sleep of the Deads in the board. I did a split of 1 and 1. Yeah, Boomerangs, 4 Spikes. They are playing a couple Ponders, which is probably something to pick up on here as I'm thinking about what I want my Mono Blue list to look like. And 16, was I playing 15 islands? I can't remember exactly. 16 is probably the right place to be. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling. Yeah, 6 blue blasts. 6 blue blasts total. And a full set of annuls, 4 annuls. I mean, I think I have been underestimating the use of annul to just counter sadistically in that matchup. I think I've just really been not thinking about that as a reason to maybe just want like a couple, if not maybe more. I'm not sure, but just like 1 mana counter sadistically, not like it's not dealing with 4 Spike, Spell Pierce. They if they have extra mana or whatever, just straight up counter it. Yeah. And that's way better to interact with because they're playing like Tameo Safekeeping, Snakeskin Veil. They're playing that stuff to protect the Brood Scale. So if you can fight
you'd
the
rather
bleed,
counter that.
Yeah.
It's better to counter it than once it's on the board. It's a little harder to get rid of,
Right.
rather than getting it off the stack. That's why I think the Terror decks are so good against that deck because you have all the options. But this Jun Glee deck in 8th place by Digital, is that Flocka? I can't read that far away.
Fiaka,
Hey,
yeah.
can you not bite me right now? But so this Jund Birdscale deck here in 8th place by Digital Fiaka. I really like the 2 Vines of the Vast Wood over the Tameo Safekeeping.
Yeah.
Because you can target your opponent's boot scale. So if they go to put a sadistically on there, you have the option to be like, okay, no, I give it hexproof. So you can't target it. Sorry, that fizzles. It's just an extra line. It's playing 2 protection spells instead of 4 that we normally see. So it's playing these 2 instead, but it's also playing 2 Duresses, which we don't normally see main board in the Jund version. So Duress is pretty much Duress is like a protection spell. You can peek and see what they're doing, which I like. I think I might like what Duress is because then knowledge is powerful if you're going off that turn.
It's true.
That's all I really had to say about
all right
this challenge.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
just
still
kind of reeling at the Gruul deck. The Gruul deck was sick.
White Weenie was the most played deck.
Ooh.
I don't know if people just saw the popularity of mono red and just said, let's bring this deck to the table and see how it does.
Okay.
White Weenie was most popular with 7 people showing up with it, and it ended up with a win rate of like 48%, which isn't terrible or anything.
Oh.
Gruul Stompy was second. It had 6 people, and it had a 59% win rate, which is sick. See, stuff fluctuates. Ooh, Gruul Land Destruction.
Yeah. If you put the
Yeah.
Gruul decks together, that's the most played deck and like a very good win rate.
Yeah. These Brood Scale decks doing pretty well too.
It's true. Right, because they're always split up between Jund and Golgari, but like if you lump them together, like they are doing much better than you think.
No, they're still doing better.
Yeah.
They're still doing good separately too, like 56% win
No,
rate.
it's true. But like even
66,
potentially even
so.
better together. I know some statistics. Anyway, Sunday.
Sunday,
August 25th, we have 67 players in the Sunday challenge. In 8th place, Broa with Gruul Ramp. In 7th place, Luffy Do Chapeau de Paula on Black Green Gardens. In 6th place, Tangerina on Golgari Dredge. In 5th place, Fingers 1991 on Grixis Affinity. Joining the Grixis Affinity crew in 4th place, Capoeira 02. In 3rd place, we have Zenith 777 on Mono Blue Terror. In 2nd place, Carrot Eater with Mono Blue Terror as well. And in 1st place, 9-1 record, we got Terminus Zero with the Jund Glee combo. I'm looking at their list now. They've also picked up on the Vines of Vastwood technology, so that's super sick. No Kruk Clan Shamans to speak of. No the Molten Gatekeeper. Just one Evolution Witness and the Brood Scales and the Chryslers.
The Writhing Chryslers.
Yeah.
They did have 2 Snuff Outs main board.
They
too.
do, yeah. Well, 3 Snuff Outs in the main.
And no Duresses. So
yeah, all their Duresses are in the board. Again, just 3s all the way down to the board. Super sick. That's where the Kruk Clan Shamans are too. Kruk Clan Shamans, Gorilla Shamans, Duress, Weather the Storm.
That's where I like them. I think that's where they belong in the sideboard.
The Shamans belong in the sideboard.
That's just one person. Maybe if you think Mono Red's going to be super, super popular, have them in there. We have Luffy change it up, playing Golgari Control. Are they normally a Grixis person? Or
they won with Grixis Affinity earlier this weekend. Yeah, this deck is... Yeah, so this is kind of how I was kind of thinking earlier today, how I might take Gardens, of like trimming down on things like Spinning Darkness and adding more things that can just very cleanly deal with like Brood Scale combo or keep up.
Which is what the Spinning Darkness not?
Well, Spinning Darkness is not always fast enough. Like you might not always have 3 black. Like you might not have 3 black cards to exile from your graveyard early enough.
But that's not the point of Spinning Darkness. It's usually not like your first line of defense. But I think Spinning Darkness is very... I feel like or if you're playing against Brood Scale, they're not going to go off against Gardens unless they either like A, can do it again next turn, or like B, they have the protection.
Mm-hmm.
So like even if they have like... I've played a lot of games against... Not a lot of games. I've played a few games. The games I played against Mogwarts when I was playing in the Garden Seat, which is like a comparable deck to...
it's a creature combo deck that can just kill you in one go. Yeah.
I had a turn where like they try to go off 3 times, and I had 2 mana open, so I cast down the first time, and then I snuff out the second time, and then like the cast down snuff out gave me enough black cards to Spinning Darkness. And I feel like Spinning Darkness, it's more the point, especially like Mono Red being... If you think Mono Red will be popular too,
that's totally fair.
It's very, very nice. I don't know. I think it's just such a sick card. I get not playing like 4 or 3 of them, but whatever. I'm splitting hairs arguing about 1 copy versus 2 copies.
Right.
So I think the card's a sicko. I do like that they're playing one toxic analysis. They really like that card.
Yeah, they do. Yo, question I just thought of. The Last Rites card, the 3 mana card where you discard any number of cards and then you get to Thoughtseize that many cards from your opponent that we saw before. How do you feel about that in Gardens? Like that instead of like just like a duress or 2 against the like dedicated combo decks, because you draw a lot of cards with the Gardens deck.
Yeah.
You keep a full hand a lot of the time.
I would play a copy of it and see how that goes out, because like if I'm picturing like you're playing against Brute Scale again, say you just discard your win conditions or like more card draw spells, and you're just like, okay, I'll just take like, you play that, discard 2, and it's like, oh, I see 2 Brute Scales or 2 Sadisticallys, buy 2 Sadisticallys. Like, get those out of here. Get them out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But also, can I put a quick email plug in here because it ties into this?
Sure.
It's from Spencer. He says, will Thomas ever tire of announcing Luffy's performance in the challenges? Sounds like there's more reluctant wind up than there used to be.
I mean, I got pretty.
So will you ever tire?
No, never. It's just a bit now. The only way I'll stop is if Luffy gets in contact with me and says, "Hey, please stop. It's annoying me." Then I will stop. But until that day,
I hope they don't.
Or if they,
I hope they listen and hear that, and they're like, "Ha, that's me." They get to hear their
that's
weekly.
my hope, if any. But honestly, I just do it to make you guys laugh. And I think it's
their
fun
weekly
too.
shout out.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at these terror lists. Let's see what we got here. So Carrot Eater's going deep. So no boomerangs here. Trimmed a mental note, playing Ponders, the Demon Furiers, and we've got one of the Sleep of the Deads in the main, which I really like. Sleep of the Dead was very, very, very good, very powerful. Yeah, so this is much closer to Discovern's version. Very, very good, very strong. Just the one Murmuring Mystic. Oh, a thought I had. I think if I were to play Terror, I would play Jace's Phantasm in the board. Do you know what Jace's Phantasm is?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
For folks who don't know,
but go ahead and read it aloud.
Yeah. For folks who don't know, it's a single blue mana for a 1/1 flyer that says if you have. Okay, I want to make sure I get the number right. This is very important.
It's an opponent that has 8 or more cards in the graveyard. I
think it's 10. Let's see here.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, so it's a single blue mana for a 1/1 flyer. It was reprinted at Common and Iconic Masters, and it gets +4/+4 as long as an opponent has 10 or more cards in their graveyard. This was my mirror tech one time. The one time I brought mono blue Terror to the cave and top forward, I brought like 2 or 3 of these in my board for the mirror, for like any terror mirror.
Just take out your Delvers and put these in. They're just better Delvers.
I still play Delvers, but like,
oh, so you got aggressive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got aggressive, very aggressive.
Hot.
And these were really, 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 really good. These were very strong.
Damn, how does a mono blue mirror go? Like, is it Murmuring Mystic stick, please?
Yeah, Murmuring Mystic is definitely really important. All like the terrors all can kind of just like trade off with each other depending on like who gets one first or who blocks first or whatever. So like something like Jace's Phantasm gets to break that, where like their flying blockers are like, if you can like protect Jace's Phantasm when they have a big graveyard and stop them from getting Murmuring Mystic, you can just kind of run away with the game, because like the most they can do is like boomerang this. Okay, I'll replay it for a single mana. It's still a 5/5.
Yeah,
yeah. So it was very, very strong.
You don't care if that gets boomeranged.
I would absolutely play these. I think I own them and I didn't borrow them, but I'm not sure. I might just pick some up. Just because I have a lot of store credits to spend at the local. Some. That's okay. I was saying cool. I have a lot of store credit from tournament winnings to use up before I leave. So
use that.
I'm gonna get so many Pauper staples. You have no idea.
Good, that's dope. We had a job cancel Friday on us, so which is fine because I work Sunday and I'm already like exhausted from the work week. So I'm gonna shoot game night. Shout out Game Night Columbia again. Message, because they're just awesome. Like, I'm just like, you got 4 Brute Scales? Do you have 4 of a common from Tempest? They're like, yeah, we do. I'm like, sick.
There you go.
I've already said that, but it's just dope. They just pull these comments out of nowhere.
They have a huge inventory. They have a huge inventory.
Yeah. The owner, Steven, has a massive collection in the back. Well, I'd say collection, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Inventory collection. Potato. Anything else in this challenge that's really singing to you? Singing to you like a songbird?
I'm going to peek at the other Mono Blue list in third place. This is much closer. Okay, so this is kind of a hybrid list. We got a couple Force Spikes. We have the Demon Fearers. We have 4 copies of Disrupt, which is a card I don't know if I've ever seen before. I'm just pulling it up here to read it out loud. All right, Disrupt. It's a single blue mana for an interrupt, which is an instant, from Weatherlight. It says counter target instant, interrupt, or sorcery spell unless its caster pays 1. Draw a card. Okay, so this is like a limited Force Spike that also cantrips. That is very interesting. Huh.
What set did you say it's from?
It's from Weatherlight.
Oh.
Disrupt. Interesting. I've never seen that before. That's kind of cool. I mean, if you're really leaning into like the Force Spike life, like Force Spike Spell Pierce.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 of them. I mean,
man, your opponents are really going to stop playing their spells on curve against you, which is kind of cool. Like, you just side all them out the sideboard, and then everyone starts playing her. You only need it to work once.
And I mean, it's like one of those things that's like an easy swap out too. You just swap those out for your blue blasts against like mono red or whatever. You know, boom, done. They've got boomerangs. They've got boomerangs in the board too. Their boomerangs are in the board. Sick. And a deep analysis. So they're very. This is very much feels like a 75 card deck. I mean, like every deck should feel like it's a 75 card deck, and you choose what 60 you play. Like thinking about it like that, rather than this is my deck and this is my sideboard.
Yeah, we've talked.
Like like I think everyone should approach every deck like that, really. But this is one of those where I look at this and it like really feels like it. Like the 3 boomerangs are in the side, like 1 dispel, the 3 like 1 deep analysis in the side, no deep analysis in the main, or no, sorry, 2 deep analysis in the main. So like the 3rd copy, so like they can go up against the grindier decks and blah 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 blah. This is sick. I wonder if Disrupt is helpful against things like Gardens, where they're gonna like try and like defile and cast down and deadly dispute, like tap. Like a very common play pattern with Gardens is like a single black mana, like defile the Delver, 2 mana, like cast down whatever, or like third
they play tightly with their mana. Turn
3 play like Bajuka Bog or Colony Garden, hold up 2 mana, or Colony Garden deadly dispute the plant token, like disrupt that. Like those are very common like land sequencing play patterns from something like Gardens, which is historically not a great matchup for Mono Blue Terror. So I wonder if that's because and then you draw a card too, so you get your card back, which is really important against them because they're gonna outgrind you so fast.
Yeah, they sometimes you just play against Gardens and like you're just like, okay, I got 3 cards in hand. How many cards are in your hand? 7. You're like, what?
Yep. Then that's it.
Huh? What? How am I supposed to win? You don't.
You don't.
That's the thing.
It. That's the thing. You don't.
Enough with this challenge.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Kirblinxy.
Again,
thank you. That'd be an awesome person to have on the show sometime. But anyway, Kirblinxy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 6 decks. The top 6 most played decks this weekend. To be fair, 6th and 7th were Black, Green, Broodscale, and White Weenie. Both had 12 players. So I guess the top 7, all but Mono White. Mono White had a 45% win rate. Everything else had like pretty damn near 50% win rate, except for like the 2 outliers on that were Golgari Broodscale and Jund Broodscale. Golgari having 54.9 and Jund having 56.1. So a little higher, but nothing like, oh my gosh, this is insane. But Red Kadoltha, Gruul Eldrazi, Mono Blue Terror, Grixis Affinity, all right at like that 51, 52.
Yeah, solid showings for every deck here.
Very, 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 very healthy meta it's looking. And lots of 1 and 2 ofs over the weekend, which you love to see. Not all doing the best, but some still doing good. We still have the lonely elf players.
I saw that.
And we have 2 people playing no show.
We had 2 no show. There were more people no showed than like 6
it's like show
individual
and tell.
decks. Oh, that's funny.
It's like show and tell, but you don't cast any cards.
Yeah, no show. You're asked to leave the table.
Oh, it's sad. It was like me in high school at lunch.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Look at me now. Yeah, I hope that didn't happen to you at your school.
No.
It's just your family bullying you.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Anything of his data like really speaking to you? I think Pauper's diverse, healthy, lots to choose from.
I also think Pauper's in a good spot. Gavin made a tweet kind of saying along those lines because yesterday, Monday, there was a big ban announcement. A bunch of stuff got axed in a bunch of the other formats. And Gavin just made a quick tweet of like, hey, we think Pauper's in a good spot. And, we're, Modern Horizons 3 is, has shaken up the format and added some new tools and a whole new archetype and stuff like that. So like, things are kind of cooking. I'm pretty happy with where things are at right now. It feels like decisions matter in games. There's a variety of play styles to choose from. If you like different kinds of play styles or whatever, there's no real definite best answer. If someone's like, what's the best deck or what, like, if I just want to win this tournament, what should I play? There's no like definite single one answer you could really give someone.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's great. I'm pretty pleased.
Some people would say brood scale.
Well, yeah. I mean, I said earlier this episode that I think Brood Scale is the best, if not one of the best decks in the format. I think if someone were to ask me, what the actual best deck in the format, I would say either that or Affinity. That's just what I would tell them.
Pauper doesn't get huge shakeups because the bar is pretty high. Like it's not very often like a standard set comes around and really shakes it up. Like we just had Bloomborough. We're going to do a spoiler episode, of course. It's fun to get the brews idea going and stuff. Maybe there's some cool build arounds.
There's some Carrot Cake and Heaped Harvest decks starting to run around. Like,
Yeah. And Carrot Cake's he's playing standard, so maybe we should try playing with it in Pauper. But we don't get a big shakeup, so it's nice when MH3 shakes it up. And it's like still pretty fresh. It's like a combo deck might be emerging as one of the best decks, if not the best decks. It's like, cool, let's let it. That doesn't happen very often where a combo deck is the best deck and it's not, the ceiling isn't falling. It's not like Turbo Initiative where it's like, well, that sucked.
Right.
Like I feel it's not as feel bad. It's that there's interaction points. Yeah, it can strip your hand with duress, make sure the way is clear, but that's a combo deck. If the combo deck has the nuts, they have the nuts. It happens. I think it's cool. It may prove in the future to be too powerful if it gets like any future pieces, whatever that looks like, or maybe down the line it's like, okay, this is like now becoming 12 people playing at every challenge, 13, 14, 15. It's still putting up like 50 to 58% win percentage. It's like I could see that getting annoying, but we're at a spot to let it ride, baby.
I agree.
All right.
Should we
wrap it up?
We ride?
I'm very
should
hungry.
We ride into the dawn, into the sunset? Yeah. Get some food. Get some food, bro.
It's Friday for me.
Ooh, hell yeah, it is.
It means I'm gonna get McDonald's fries for dinner.
You do whatever makes you happy, Coke. My guy.
If it makes you happy, why the hell are you so sad? Oh, that's a banger lyric. That hurts. You had a little shout out?
Before we wrap up here, just again want to shout out, we're going to post that link in the episode description. If you want to come play Pauper with us at NRG Louisville, Sunday, September 15th, it's going to be awesome. The link might have start time or not. I'm not sure. We're not entirely sure the exact price or if they're asking for...
You'll have so much more information than we do right now.
Exactly. You really will. So, go sign up.
Enough information to start your own podcast.
That's right. And we'll, you'll hear more about it from us from here on till the event. And then you'll hear about the event if you weren't there from us afterwards. So yeah, it's gonna be a great time. I'm very, 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 very excited to help make it happen. So yeah, go click that link, pre-register.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to the episode. If you enjoy us, leave us a 5-star review on your listening platform of choice. Recently, we've been getting more reviews on Spotify, which makes me happy and not sad at all. So that number just like recently got really boosted up. So cool. Keep doing that. Leave reviews. It makes me smile. If you have any questions for us, go ahead and email them to commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. I spoke way too fast for you to understand that, so that is in the description below as well with all 3 of us' Twitter handles. If you have any questions, you Alabama folks, you know who I'm talking about. If you're somehow are listening to me still, good for you. And also, like, hit us up, and we could talk about going to Louisville if y'all are interested in doing that. How far of a drive is Louisville from Nashville?
From Nashville, it's under 3 hours.
So I'm gonna drive up the day of, and no, I'm gonna drive up Saturday night. That's what we talked about.
Yeah, it'll depend on some stuff, but one of those.
I'm gonna
two
drive
things
up
will
Saturday
happen.
night. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna stay. We're gonna figure.
We'll figure that out
in my car, maybe.
We could find a pretty cheap Airbnb
I'll
or
get a
something.
hotel.
I'm sure.
Yeah. If we get a bunch of people, that'd be dope. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Is that it? Bye.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for listening, fam.
Go run free. We saw a friend of the pod's cover band of Nine Inch Nails, and I've never.
Oh, that's the show you went to see. Hell yeah!
Song. Mm-hmm. I know one Nine Inch Nails song. Do you know what it is?
Is it Johnny Cash's cover of "Hurt"?
No, it's Nine Inch Nails "Hurt."
Yeah,
it's Nine Inch Nails "Hurt." Like, that's the one song I know by them.
Yeah,
but I really enjoyed their music. Like I said, it's our friend's cover band of Nine Inch Nails. He's the drummer. They sounded great. They were way, way, way better than the people they opened for, which is hilarious. But I'm like,
that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I looked at Hippo. I'm like, Nine Inch Nails sounds like the Smiths, but like a tad bit harder. And he's like, yeah. He's like, that's pretty much it. And I'm like, okay.
Cool.
But it was really cool. Hurt. They did Hurt, of course, at the end. That's the one I knew. And I cried because it's just such a great song.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.